What's up, gamers? I built the base you're about to see live with my viewers on Twitch. If you want to watch me build bases and play Rust while we all insult each other, come on through. Join my Discord too, links in the description. So, this base is a little bit more expensive than your average solo base, so you're going to have to keep that in mind when you build it. I'd say this base will work out best for a solo or duo on modded. If you're going to build this on vanilla, you probably have to be a little dedicated. And by dedicated, I mean playing at least 4 hours a day. But with that said, roof peaks, outer peaks, and external TCs all come with a price. The raid cost straight to main TC is about 74 jackhammers with a workbench refill. That's durable. Anyway, since this Rust base design's a little thick, I'll take you guys on a tour. If you want to skip it, go right ahead. There's timestamps down below, bro. Alright, so this Rust base design, it's a bit of a glass cannon, but it does have everything you need to fight off raiders. It has 2 disconnectable external TCs. If you get raided inside your base, you'll be able to disconnect these outside ones so you can place a new TC inside your main base. Pretty sick, right? In here we've got a sleeping bag and a little box you can keep a kit in just in case you need to respawn outside ASAP. The entrance to the compound is pretty basic. It's just got the Alone in Tokyo style little entrances so you can shoot inside and outside. You can make your gatehouses however you want to, by the way, don't stick with mine. Entering the compound, you'll see it's pretty spacious. You've got some extra exposed foundations you can place auto turrets on top of if you'd like. To be honest, I was just too lazy to do all the electricity, but that's what I would do if I was actually using the base. You've got space to place an oil refinery as well, or any other outdoor things like a water catcher. Coming inside, you've got a couple windows for visibility. That way you can look before you go out to your death. And going through the first garage door, you have one ring of inner peakdowns with the ramps. They're really simple, but I love them because your gun literally can't fall through if you die, so. Other than that, the bottom floor is just littered with boxes you can store your junk loot in. It's protected by auto turrets. They pretty much see every angle in this first floor. Above each turret is a ladder leading up to a ladder hatch so you can get up from your peaks quickly or hop down whenever you need. Any large Rust based design should have some good mobility. Anyway, as you can see, you can peek right down in your little outer ring. It also gives you full coverage of both your doors, just in case they try to raid through front doors, which would make sense because it's cheaper than the walls. But yeah, the inner ring of peaks is the same all around, so now going out to the outer peaks, we've got a little bit of variety here. We've got some roof slant peaks, so you can see pretty much everything in your compound. You can hop up on the ramps to get a little elevation, and you can see into the corners behind the furnaces and whatnot. We've also got some cheeky roof peek ups that I saw on Spinky's channel. Shout out to him. These are great just in case anyone tries to, mess around on the roof before you get the turrets. But yeah, the outer peaks are the same all the way around. These roof slant peaks are also OP for taking a heli because, look at that beautiful sky view. Kuzoin showed me those. We've got identical roof peek ups on the opposite side of the base, so you and your duo can peek up here if anyone's fucking around on the roof. Speaking of the roof, you can access it by a triangle ladder hatch inside your inner ring of peaks. You got a couple windows so you can see what's going on the roof, and it's guarded by 4 auto turrets. The goal is to have a mini parked on this middle hexagon up here, elevated so that all the turrets can see. And as you can see, they're all pointing at me, except the one that I was too lazy to turn on. But if it was on, it would work. This roof has a full range of peaks as well that you can use to your advantage if anyone's trying to invade your compound. Literally, there's no blind spots behind these walls, so you should be able to kill anyone who comes over the wall. This is also a great roof for roof camping, if you're about that life. That's not really me, but I don't know. I was thinking of making a video of me building this base and then just camping on the roof debating online to see what happens. You can also jump right down, take barely any damage in case you got a loot from your roof camping. But yeah, if that's a cool video idea, just let me know. Inside the middle hexagon of our shooting floor, we've got a little bedroom. It's possible to fit 2 beds and a locker in here, but yeah, I just fit one because I'm the only one living here right now. And that's totally by choice. It's not because I don't have any friends or anything. Anyways, now we'll actually make our way into the core. We'll go from the top down, just like the raiders will. You can pretty much fit storage in any of these chutes, which is what I would do if I were you and I was building this base. Yeah, this 3rd floor is utility. It's got workbench, locker, our large battery, another research table just in case one's not enough for you. We got some chute storage like that, wonderful electrical work, Going down one more floor, we've got an entrance to our outer peaks and a bunch of drop boxes for whatever the hell you want, honestly. This door just leads straight out to our outer peaks. And then going down one more floor will take us to our core / main loot / TC. This floor is basically just garage door spam, boxes, and our TC. TC is behind a window frame behind our main loot. And as you can see, here's your upkeep. That number actually includes the outer TCs as well. But yeah, for you nerds, this base will be about 35 to 40 rockets to full raid, depending on which way you go in. It also depends on how the raiders decide to deal with the turrets. But yeah, if you didn't notice, the build cost of this rust base design was on the right side of the screen throughout that whole tour. So if you missed it, rewind. But oh my god boys, was that a long intro. Let's get into the build of this rust base design. Alright, so to begin this rust base design, you're going to build one hexagon and then wall it off. This whole thing will cost about 5k stone and a little bit of wood, obviously, so if it's a fresh wipe and you don't want to farm up 5k stone in fear of death, then you can just build half a hexagon and add a door and expand the rest later. Cover up everything except one triangle tile, so you'll be able to build a jump up in a second. Place a wall blocking one triangle off from the jump up area, and then place your TC in the corner. Place it towards the left side of the triangle so you'll be able to reach it later. Build your jump up by placing down a half wall and then putting a floor triangle on top of the half wall. After that, you can add one door downstairs, so the top door isn't your only one. Use your jump up to get up to the top floor and make another doorway on the top. For now, this will be your entrance. If people want to get close to your door, they're going to have to jump, so it'll be a little bit harder to door camp you with a shotgun. Your base should look like this right now, and we're going to add a square here so we can put some stairs to use as a jump up. Upgrade this one to stone so you remember where your front door will go once you add a second floor with walls. Place some twig stairs right here to use as a temporary jump up to get inside your base. Down in the TC room, you can add a window frame in front of the TC. You can upgrade it to stone and no need to go higher. Next, you can add a shelf in front of it, so that way you can place more boxes in here once you get more loot. So right now, you won't be able to reach the foundation to upgrade it under the TC, so make sure before you cover it on the outside, you upgrade it to HQM. It's only like 13 high quality metals, so you should be able to do it fairly early on. Fill these shelves with boxes so you won't have to worry about storage for a little bit. Right next to your loot room, you can add your level 1 bench for now, and then you can place 2 furnaces next to the bench. After that, you can go up to your second floor and start walling it off once you get the resources. Upgrade them to whatever build grade you can afford at this point. Place a doorway next to your outer jump up. Seal this floor in with triangle floors above, but make sure to leave one triangle open in the back so you can make your third floor entrance. Make a jump up just like we did on the first floor with a half wall and a triangle floor. Just like we did at the first floor, make another doorway leading to your third floor roof now. This roof entrance is the last step of phase 1. To begin phase 2, you'll need a level 2 workbench, so go get farming. Go to your twig jump up and build 1 square off of it. Upgrade it to stone to mark it as something you're going to keep. Next, build out 8 square foundations and leave them as twig. After the 8th foundation, build off 1 triangle. Leave the triangle while deleting all the squares. After that, build back using triangles. Build back what we call 3 triangle half moons, then add 2 squares on the end. Upgrade the end square and then delete the rest of the twig. Then build out 4 squares and add 3 triangles off the last square. These will be just far enough from your main TC to place your external TC. So to build your outer TC pod, just start with these 3 triangles. Upgrade them to whatever you can afford, and then place the walls just as I do. Make sure you place this half wall where I do, otherwise you won't be able to disconnect your TC. Or in other words, if you get raided, you'll have to destroy 2 external TCs before you can place your new one down inside. Using disconnectable TCs for your externals will just save you so much effort, just in case you get raided. But yeah, as you can see, it's a little bit wonky to build, but trust me, it's worth it. Place your TC in the farthest corner and then add some wall frames so you can place garage doors there once you have the resources. Slap a door on that bad boy, then go out front and you can remove this foundation. That'll disconnect your TC building from the rest of the foundations. You can place a roof just like that. Make sure to upgrade it to whatever material you can afford. Go back inside and use the roof that you just placed outside to place a triangle through the wall. Make sure your twig looks like this when you place it, otherwise it can be easily splashed through the wall. There's a video by GameLights that explains this in detail, so go check it out. Now that we've got 1 external TC, we just need our second one. So we're just going to copy the exact same thing we did on the first side and do it again. Now that we have both our externals down, we're ready to start our compound. This is an important step because we're going to need a safe place for our large furnaces so we can smelt lots of metal. Before you start working on your compound, add a third floor. I like to put a bag and then a couple kits on this floor so I'm close to the roof in case I die while building my compound. It's not roof camping if you're defending your territory, especially if you're solo. But yeah, just add on another floor just like we did on the first and second floors. We can start using garage doors in our jump ups because we have a level 2 bench now. Once you finish creating your roof access, you can go down and start working on the gatehouses. I like to use double doors for the entrances to the gatehouses because they open faster than garage doors. I'd heavily encourage you guys to make your own gatehouses as mine aren't perfect, so it's a good spot to get creative. Once you make your first gatehouse, just do the exact same thing on the other side. And after you make that second gatehouse, we're ready to start placing the walls. The edge of the wall has to be placed right in the middle of the embrasure so we can see inside and outside of the compound. The shape of your compound doesn't really matter. I like doing it in a square so I can ensure that the furnaces won't block the roof peaks that we'll be putting in later. As soon as you get all your walls up, you can place down large furnaces so we can start smelting lots of metal. After you get your metal going, it's time to start working on the shell that'll create our inner peaks. Go up to your top floor right now and start walling it off. Add 2 door frames on opposite ends of the hexagon. These will both be entrances to your inner peak downs. Next, we'll start working on our shell. Before you upgrade any of the foundations around the core, make sure that you upgrade the foundation underneath the TC to HQM. Use all the metal that you're smelting to start making your outer shell. All you've got to do is build the outer shell 3 walls high. Once you're ready for your third layer, you could just peek out your garage door to place down the walls, and then jump on top of them to upgrade. Add a garage door to your shell and then build the rest of your airlock just like this. Once you're done with the first one, just do the exact same thing on the other side of the base. Go out to your inner ring of peaks and then place squares on every other spot. We're going to be putting ramps here later. This will just make it easier to run around. Go outside the top floor garage doors and then walk to the right. Halfway around your outer shell, just place down a floor frame because we're going to put a ladder hatch there later. Do the exact same thing on the opposite side. Next, we have to provide some stability for our outer roof peaks. Drop down 1 floor and place a triangle floor. After that, just create a little catwalk of triangle floors so we can do some easy work. This will make it way easier to work without falling. Place a half-height wall and then place a ring of floor frames, both triangle and square, all around. Basically, these will just make our roof peaks more stable on the outside in case we lose a wall during a raid. I would recommend making these metal too as well. Just do these around the entire outer ring and then we'll have some good peaks in no time. Once you finish the entire ring, then we can demolish the triangle floors that we were using. Once you're done there, we can fill in all the triangle corners with stone triangles. Now we can start walling off our internal peak downs. Pick 2 spots to put your doorways to your outer peaks. Other than that, you can wall off everything else. I like to put my outer peak entrances on the triangle to the left of the bedroom doors. Next, pick 2 triangles to add roof access to. I like to have them on the exact opposite side of the circle. Make sure you put some ladder hatches in those so you can seal off your roof. Do exactly that and upgrade everything to stone or metal. Now at this point, all you have to do is add doorways to what will be your exits to the outer peaks, and your inner peaks are completely sealed off. Next, go outside and drop down a full floor and put a ring of square twig floors around your base. Since we put all the floor frames inside the inner ring, we'll be able to place roofs off the side of our base now to use as peaks. These twig floors will give us the perfect angle to easily place the roofs. So go around the base on the ring of twig that we placed and place 1 roof on every other wall, just as I do here. These peaks are really good because it's harder for guns to drop off of them if you get killed while you're shooting. They also give you access to lots of angles, which is pretty sick. Like we said in the tour, they also provide really OP angles for taking heli. Once you placed one of these ramps on every other wall, you're good to demolish the twig and then go back into your base. We're 1 step closer to finishing this rust base design. Once you're back inside your base, put some half-height triangles underneath the ladder hatches that lead into your peak down area. You can upgrade them to stone and then place ladders above them so that you can make it up to your ladder hatch so you can go in and out through your peaks. Now that you have a faster way up, I'd recommend just using that from here on out. Now go back upstairs and we'll finish our inner and outer peak downs. Place low ramps in all the twig floors that we have in our outer ring of peaks. Do this around the entire circle. Next, go outside and add squares in between each of the roofs. Upgrade all of them and then add window frames on the ends. If you don't do this before you place the other ramps, then you won't be able to place any windows. The only downside to using these peaks is that you have to finish the outer ones to actually finish the inner ones too. Other than that, they're sound. Go up to your roof and place 3 triangles over all the roof peaks. After that, place square roofs in the holes closest to the ladder hatches. Leave the other ones open as that's where we're going to put our peak ups. To make the peak ups, it's 3 half walls, 1 low wall, and then we just seal it with a roof. We'll make 2 of these on opposite ends of the base. That way you and your duo could dual peak at the same time, and it's pretty nasty. Go outside and add square foundations underneath each of the roof peaks. Build up to the tip of the roofs to give them a little bit of extra stability. To upgrade them, you can use any stairs, but since I'm on a build server, I'm going to use no clip. Make sure you add extra wall frames under each of the roof peaks, just for a little bit of extra stability in case a certain wall goes down. Don't forget to add them to the roofs above your entrances as well. I'd make them metal just in case they have to withstand any splash damage. Go back up to your peak ups and add 1 floor frame. This will allow you to place a roof off your peak ups. This will make it harder for enemies on your roof to see you peeking up at them. Once you've added your floor frames, then you can add some siren lights there so you can hop up to your roof and check out what's going on. Upgrade any twig that's still left on your roof tiles, and then we can start finally finishing the inner and outer peaks. Go down to your outer peaks and place high ramps on every square. If you want lots of visibility, use metal. If you want to be a little bit less visible, use some stone. Doesn't really matter, as long as you place them on every single square. The high ramps that we placed outside will keep these inner ramps standing after we get rid of the twig that's underneath them. I like to upgrade all the inner ramps to metal for sure, just because it gives me the most visibility, and I like that when we're peeking down. Go around your inner ring and shoot out the twig with any weapon you've got. Now you've got full angles throughout your entire outer ring. If you like lots of visibility, you can leave the peaks just like this, just because you can see pretty much everything from any angle. I like to have little spots to hide from, PvP rockets or GLs or whatnot, so I'm going to section off all these triangles with low walls. I like to put bags inside these little triangles too, the ones that aren't occupied with ladder hatches, so just in case you need to spawn there during a raid, you have that option. The last thing we have to finish is our roof defenses. Outside each of the ladder hatches, put 2 windows and then 1 wall frame. I like the wall frames facing different directions because we're going to honeycomb the middle hexagon. I use garage doors up here because it's harder to raid and we're going to have turrets guarding them. Put strengthened glass windows in the window bars, and the roof's almost done. Make the middle hexagon out of metal because that's where your bedroom is, and then honeycomb it with stone. On the left and right of each of your peak ups, you can add a turret pod. It's 1 half wall, 1 low wall, then a triangle floor on top. To seal off your roof slant peaks, add low walls on each of the roofs. Then, to make it so no one can squeeze in, add siren lights to the right and left sides. Do this for each of your roof slant peaks. This is so cool, you literally can't drop an AK through it. I mean, I tried so hard, but I can't toss it through. I thought that one would go for sure. Make sure all of these squares are metal, because if these fall down, then so do your inner peaks. Also, make sure to add vertical embrasures on all the windows. Make a couple windmill towers right on top of your entrances to your roof. You're going to need these to power all your turrets. Make 2 of these and then add your windmills to the top floor. These triangle ones are a little cheaper than the square ones, and you don't have to use the stupid fucking netting. Upgrade the floors above the inner peaks to metal as well. You don't want anyone getting in there. Next, we'll add some roofs to the edge of the base so we can get some more angles on people who intrude the compound. Once you're done placing all the roofs, just upgrade those bad boys to stone and you're all set. At this point, you're pretty much done with this rust base design. The only thing we've got to go over is the final upgrades. For the core, just make sure the whole thing is upgraded to high quality metal. The second and third floor of the main hexagon, aka the core, should be upgraded to sheet metal, and the exposed foundations that sit out in your courtyard or compound should be upgraded to sheet metal too, so they're harder to soft side. For your external TCs, make sure that there are wall frames connecting these square foundations to one another. I'd also recommend making all of those metal so it's more of a pain to soft side as well. Make sure the whole external TC pod is sheet metal as well, except for the spot where the sheet metal door leads into the front. Also, when you build this on a live server, make sure you test your build privilege to make sure that no one can just build into your compound, because that's just annoying. So if you want to extend your building privilege, you can put those little triangle TC pods outside your walls as well. But yeah, guys, that's going to be it. Let me know what you thought in the comments. I don't normally do large bases like this, so let me know how you think the tutorial went. Also, if you decide to use this base at any point, let me know how it goes, man. The best place to chat with me is in my Twitch chat, so go follow me, bro. Links in the description, and yeah, I think that's going to be it, dude. Peace.
No.